Back in February, after posting this video, I mentioned in a reply to a comment that after doing research for that video, I would not come to Cairo. Yet here I am. So what happened? That's the story of this video. Hello, good people. My name is Janice, your host here at Dignity, Human Rights in Daily Life. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. After watching this video, I invite you to check out this playlist. And please consider subscribing. Okay, so here I am in Cairo after saying I would not be here. Now, when I decided that I was never going to come to Cairo, I had thrown away all that I knew about Egyptians. I had Egyptian neighbors many years ago. They've always embraced me, introduced me to their language, to their culture, wanted me to come visit Cairo. But I let that one video stop me. Actually, it was the research for it. And the following month, I went to the Commission on the Status of Women's 63rd session at the UN in New York. And at that session, I went to a meeting that was presented by Egypt. And in that meeting, I listened to a woman who works with a women's organization that is under the auspices of the Egyptian government. Her presentation was refreshing. She talked about how they are embracing Syrian refugee women by absorbing them into the community rather than placing them in refugee camps, which, because of the isolation, to my mind, it always conjures up a concentration camp to me, and sometimes I even slip up and say that. Now, two things they have in common. One is the language, two is the religion. Not everybody in the Arab world is Muslim, but there's some commonality there. Also, because there's no language barrier, it makes it easier to communicate. And so it's easier to share ideas, cultures, and practices because of the lack of language barrier. Also, it's so universal where people bond over food anyway. And so you have the cuisine as well to share. And so when the meeting was over, I said to her how refreshing this story was because I shared what I had just previously published the month before. So Nader says to me, I wouldn't prevent my daughter from coming to the US just because you have terrorists. Come to Egypt, come to Cairo, experience it for yourself. At that moment, I realized that I was allowing fear to cause me to discriminate against people that I have respect for. And it was at that point that I decided I'm going to face this fear and I'm going to Cairo. So I get here and I'm having a blast. Of course, like in any major city, you're going to come across your share of characters who can spot somebody green right off the bat and try to take advantage of them. And so somebody tried to steer me in the wrong direction in the airport, but I knew how to dismiss. But my point is, you have to have your wits about you wherever you go. I got to enjoy the desert, see the pyramids, ride a camel. And one thing I enjoy doing wherever I go is to wander off by myself to see if I can find my way back to the hotel. I did that about a couple of days ago. Got lost, but found my way back without asking for directions. Today, when I was leaving the museum, which is a short walk away from here, I took a wrong turn. I knew I was on the right street and I was going in the right direction, but I thought I had passed the hotel, so I thought I was doubling back. And as I was walking along, I came across a group of men. So I immediately thought about that video that I posted back in February, and I'm thinking, I have nothing to fear. These men are not going to bother me. I can walk past them and there's not going to be an incident like what I've been hearing about. And it was true. Nothing happened. And I am looking forward to my return. I have grown in ways I never would have imagined when I published that video back in February. And it's because I didn't realize what my own blind spots were until I had that conversation at the UN back in March. So 8 months later, here I am enjoying myself in Cairo. Thank you, Cairo. You are gracious people, hospitable people, and I am so glad I'm here to talk about myself and my growth and how I wasn't even observing Article 2 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights against discrimination. And this is what my channel is about. And I want to remind people that the gist of that February video was to illustrate how slowly change takes place in a society. Because what was remarkable about what happened was that the community for the first time sided with the victims and brought the perpetrators to the police station so that he could be arrested. That has yet to happen in the US. In fact, another comment that came up was how Egyptian women need to be brought to a safe place and out of Egypt. And my answer to that is, well, think about what's going on in the U.S. and think about the leadership of the United States and what he has said about women. And think about the Me Too movement. Are American women really any safer than Egyptian women? I'd like for you to tell me in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Be well, and remember to live your life with dignity. Bye-bye.